Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabans. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we're going to be talking about the Lakers. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So, as you guys know, the NBA season is quickly approaching, right? It's quickly approaching. I think in years in the past, there's been a lot of excitement due to some of the storylines going into the season. This year, I kind of have a wait-and-see approach, but one of the teams I am interested in seeing how they do this year is, of course, the Los Angeles Lakers, who just extended Luka Doncic for a $160+ million deal over the next 3 years, really gearing him up to keep him there for the foreseeable future, so that Lakers were able to lock up his contract. Obviously, this will be LeBron James's last year with the team. They were also able to make some key moves this offseason, acquiring various pieces. So this morning, I came across a report here that really stood out to me about what the Lakers' outlook is going into this coming season. And it's an article from, I think it's ABC, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's from, let me see if I can see. Yeah, it's from NBC Sports, with the following headline saying, after Luka Doncic's strong Eurobasket, Lakers reportedly would try to be more aggressive with team building. And I'm like, okay, let's get into what this report had to say. It says Luka Doncic was the best player at Eurobasket, averaging 34.7 points per game, 8.6 rebounds, and 7 assists. He may not win. He may not win the MVP because of Slovenia was eliminated in the round of 8. But that was as far as he could carry this roster. Coming off of a summer focus on conditioning, which went viral, Doncic looked dominant. Doncic's play and the fact that he signed a contract extension with them had the Lakers, who previously had focused on having cap space and flexibility next summer, considering a more aggressive approach, reports Dan at The Athletic. He specifically named Miami's Andrew Wiggins. Now let's continue on. According to team and league sources, the Lakers' stance on roster improvements heading into the season have shifted because of the start of this new chapter together. One area the team is focused on is upgrading the wing, where it needs more two-way talent. A player like Miami's Andrew Wiggins, who the Lakers weren't interested in earlier this summer, is now a more desirable player, provided the price is right. Wiggins, who played 60 games last season between Golden State and Miami, averaged 18 points per game and 4.5 rebounds while shooting 37.4% from the three. He was a solid wing player who can still show flashes of why he was drafted number 1 overall. Even with his play last season, Wiggins would be an upgrade over someone like Rui Hachimura for the Lakers. Wiggins, who makes $28.2 million this season, has a player option for $30 million next season. The buzz out of Miami has been that the Heat want to see how the team looks to start the season before making any moves. If the Heat struggle out the gate, they would have a financial incentive to shred salary, and then it continues on a few other things. Now, I want to read from another report as well. This is from Fadeaway World, and it has the following headline stating this. It says, Lakers rumors 3 aggressive trade scenarios to form championship core around Luka Doncic and LeBron James. Now, I just want to quickly jump to where they mentioned in the players. It says, acquire Andrew Wiggins from the Heat. That's one player that they're looking at, that the article is suggesting. Another one, it says, trade for Lauri Markkanen. Right? That's the second player that they believe could be of value to the Lakers. And the third one is pursue a deal for Trey Murphy III. So these are some of the guys that the Lakers are potentially considering if this was something that they wanted to pursue. Now, let me give you guys my thoughts about this. I have a few. First of all, the Lakers did make some key acquisitions this summer. They secured a big man in Ayen. They also got a wing defender in Marcus Smart, former Defensive Player of the Year. Although he's a little bit undersized, he could probably guard twos. 1s and 2s, 3s probably occasionally, probably on certain plays, but I don't think throughout the course of a game, and I don't think he could be effective against bigger wings like Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, and other players that you may think of. So they made some moves that I liked. One of the things, however, I do like is the confidence that Luka has coming into this season. Luka believes this team can compete. He believes that, and I like that. I think that's refreshing. I like the fact that we're not going into this season with the, oh my God, we're waiting to see why we don't need enough, why we need to just start scrambling and say we need more. I'm kind of sick of that narrative. And that's kind of been the trend with the Lakers for the last, 6, 7, 8 years, because any team that LeBron is on, if they don't perform well, all of a sudden he doesn't have enough help. So I'm happy to see a departure from that talking point, because it's actually stale at this point. We have that. Also, if you look at the Lakers' current roster, let's look at their starting five, for example. Let's look at some of the key players they have. They have Luka Doncic. They have LeBron James. They have Ayton potentially. And then they have Austin Reeves. They have some issues to address on the defensive side of the ball. This is the fundamental problem. 3 out of those guys are not defensive stalwarts. 2 of them don't play defense at all. And if I had to say, if one of them, if they had to make an effort out of those 3 guys, if any one of them made an effort to at least play some semblance of defense, the person I'll give the nod to is LeBron. If a 41-year-old is in your starting lineup as a wing player, a perimeter player, and that's the guy that you think that if these guys put on their seatbelts and say we're going to play defense, he has the best chance of playing defense, you're in trouble. You are in a world of trouble. A world of trouble. So although Austin Reeves is a playmaker and he can score, he doesn't play defense. Luka Doncic is dynamic. He's a scorer. He's an offensive player. We all know the things that he can do. He can rebound, all of that stuff. But defense is where he cannot hang his hat. And then LeBron James is old. So if they're talking about getting Wiggins, my fear is that it doesn't put false hope in people's minds. Because usually what's been the trend at Lakerland over the last few years is every season, the Laker fan base and the media always heap the expectations on the season on role players. Oh, if we could just get this guy, what could happen? Oh, why isn't this guy doing? These are role players. When did role players ever become? When were role players ever difference makers for a team? When? So why do we expect this with the Lakers? Number one. Number two, even if they were to acquire Wiggins, and I don't know who they would acquire him for, is Wiggins going to cover up the defensive deficiencies for both Luka and LeBron James? Is that what's going to work? Are we being serious here? The fact of the matter is this. Defense is not Luka's strength. And it doesn't have to be his strength. What the Lakers need to do is build a good enough team around him. So therefore, he's not that much of a liability. His defensive abilities or lack thereof aren't the main reason they're not doing well. So currently, yes, they have dynamic players on the perimeter, but nobody plays defense. And they need to figure it out. Obviously, you can play great team defense and all that, but when you get to the playoffs, teams are going to pick you apart, man. They're going to attack your weaknesses and exploit them. So to me, I like the fact that Luka's being positive. I like the fact that the Lakers are thinking about being aggressive, but I'm just not sure this is going to be the season. And the Western Conference is stout. Whatever moves they make, I don't think it puts them ahead of Denver. I don't think it puts them ahead of OKC, and I'm not sure it puts them ahead of Houston. This is just my take on things. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.